Yes, guys, it's Suki and Matt from BTSTV Beyond the Stage, fueled by Explosive Vape and GSN Gold Star Nutrition. Matt, look, mate, I'm assuming it's a quiet weekend for you. Were you at any shows?
No shows, yeah. Like I said, man, I'm all done. I still keep up to date because I have a lot of friends that compete and things like that. But in terms of actually going to the shows, just chilled at home. It was nice.
Well, look, what we got coming up today. We got Leroy from Natty News Daily, the biggest natural bodybuilding Instagram platform for natural bodybuilding news. We got him joining us. We'll talk about WNBF. Quite a bit to go through. We then got RX, who won his IFBB Pro card over at Denmark. I believe that is 3 wins out of 3, or I know he won the regional, he got the overall, and it's another pro card for Chase, who is making a big swoop to try and get my pro coach of the year. I think that's he's now been my coach of the week 3 weeks in the running. So yeah, we've got a bit to go through, but before we start, obviously there's a few announcements that just happened, and this one, Matt, I'm really keen to get your feedback on, and I'm just going to bring it up onto the stage now, and that is NABA is under kind of a new committee. So Mark Taylor, who very much heads up the NABA Scotland, is now the chairman of NABA UK, and Tim Roycek, who probably had the best show for NABA earlier this year, which was the NABA Northwest. I believe that was about May time. He's vice chairman. But I spoke to them earlier this week, and they told me about some exciting announcements where they really want to push NABA more into basically, they felt that NABA was maybe falling backwards in old times. I want to bring it back to new school, new venues, prize money in every single show, really focus on maybe kind of the same thing that PCA did when UKBFF was still had a stronghold in the bodybuilding aspect. So I'm keen to hear your thoughts about this change for NABA, and do we think that this could potentially roll back the years and maybe bring NABA back at the forefront of UK bodybuilding and compete with the bigger boys?
Yeah, I mean, it needed to happen. It really did need to happen. I'll give you some context here. Obviously, I've been prep coaching for a good few years now. I predominantly work with bikini, men's physique, a little bit of classic. I've never had a competitor come to me and say that they want to do an NABA show. Yeah. Which does to me, it's old school. It's a lot of the older generation that did compete, and it's mainly bodybuilding. I know they took a while to introduce bikini and men's physique. They brought that in, I think, about 2 or 3 years ago, which was obviously a lot more behind everyone else. So they've just been a bit behind the mark. So I think it does need to happen, and I think it'd be really, really good for them. In terms of will it make it able to compete with the other big boys, I presume you mean like PCA and Two Bros.
To be fair, I'm probably not thinking about PCA Two Bros. I'm more thinking about it's a third spot in the UK federations where you got other ones, BPL, I'll try and make a push for it, FitX, NABA, another one, IBFA. They've now gone through a new ownership. So Matthew Alley, who oversees the Welsh IBFA, he's now taken over on the forefront of the IBFA side, and he really wants to kind of push IBFA more in the forefront of the more technological advances, more social media savvy. Now, whether he can do that or not, we'll soon find out. But it's a third spot that we're looking for. PCA Two Bros are fighting up our top spot. Who is the next one to kind of just push them?
I do agree. I think Two Bros and PCA, they are quite far ahead of the others at the moment. And then all the others, I do kind of consider them on the same level. So it will be interesting to see what they do. There's quite a few easy wins that they could do straight away, which would get them up into the ranks. I know you talk about it a lot, and it is important. It's the social media aspect. When they run their shows, keeping people up to date, giving some spotlight to the actual athletes that are competing. The prize money is amazing. I actually really, really like that idea because not too many, bodybuilding feds give that opportunity. And I wonder if it will be for amateurs or just the pros.
The Northwest show, this is the amateur show only, not a pro show. They're offering $5,000 in prize money.
Amazing.
That's 2 weeks out before the PCA Universe.
Yeah.
So, we'll soon find out, really, and we'll know more when we announce the dates and we start seeing the posters and the first few shows, the venues, the prize may be awarding. That'll give us a really good idea about what to expect. Look,
I think their first year of doing it under this new ownership will determine what direction they're going to go in. If they nail it, they could definitely take that first step.
Yeah, well, it's worth knowing as well that the PCA, the NABA Universe is taking place in Australia next year, but in 2026, it's taking place in Newcastle. So I know they're trying to build some momentum, use next year as, redo the foundations, and then, of course, come in 2026, got the University of Newcastle. Look, another thing we got to jump on very quickly as well is the show calendar for PCA. 36 shows, obviously got the natural British finals, 6 first timers, lots of dates. I believe it's 1 day, so we've got 3 PCA shows on the same day. Yeah. So what's your thoughts for Canada?
Mate, absolutely epic. Really, really good to see. Like you said, the natural thing that they've brought in here, all the natural regionals and the finals. I know a lot of my natural competitors are extremely excited for it. And yeah, I can see them. It's a bold statement. I can see them taking over the natural scene. Just the way that they run their shows, very, very good. So that'll be interesting to see how busy they get and what the British finals will be like for the natural finals.
Yeah, for sure. I think what's also great to see is that this one here, the World Championships, that's now a pro qualifier along with the Scotland show. So it's great to see that 2 of the other countries are now having the pro qualifiers. What's also interesting, and also looking forward to see what other announcements come up, is next year is a 10th anniversary. 10 years PCA been going on for since 2015. So looking forward to see what comes up in regards to other announcements that will happen in 2025. But yeah, equally exciting. And I think that leads nicely. I'm going to add Leroy from Natty News Daily onto the screen. I think, there he is.
What's up?
Leroy, how you doing, mate?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Very, very good, mate. You've had a busy weekend, I presume?
Busy year.
Yeah.
Leroy, I just want to jump in very quickly because Matt dropped a statement. I thought, you know what, that's perfect timing for me to throw to yourself. I want to talk about WNBF in a moment, but I do want to ask you, look, you run Natty News Daily, it's the number 1 bodybuilding natural platform when it comes to natural news across the world, not just America, but UK, everywhere.
Yep.
PCA Naturals in the UK, they've announced the natural British finals. They've got a lot of natural qualifiers. The first natural show we had this year was a massive success. Matt just mentioned that you could see the PCA taking over the UK on the natural scene. What have you seen from the PCA as of this year on the natural show, and maybe now going to 2025 with 4 qualifiers and also the natural finals?
Yeah, if I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not as queued up with the PCA and kind of what they've done and how long they've been around. I know a bit more about like the UK DFBA, the BNBF, those federations, just with the people that I'm with. But after listening to you guys the last couple minutes, sounds like they're making a push, which will be really exciting. I know AJ has announced his big show next year. They're running in collaboration with ADFBA, so it sounds like over in your guys' neck of the woods, natural bodybuilding is going to see a shift over the next like 12 to 18 months. So I know, trying to keep our all set.
Breaking up a little bit, Leroy. There, did you pick him up okay, Suki? Broke up a little bit.
You broke up a little bit during where you're at. I don't know. Let's try again.
Do you hear me now?
I can hear you spot on just there.
Okay, that's weird. But yeah, not as queued up with the PCA and what they've done, and they're obviously pushed to get in the natural side of things. I'm just familiar with athletes that have done their shows, like James Melville comes to mind. He's done shows and done well. So, listening to you guys talk about it obviously perks my ears up to see what they're going to do and kind of look into where they're heading, because it sounds like exciting.
What I do think is quite good about it is it's lifetime natural, which I know there's a little bit of controversy at the moment in, I think it was PNBA, wasn't it? With obviously the Jeff Side thing. A lot of people thinking he's not a lifetime natural. A lot of people not happy about that. PCA is lifetime natural, which I think is quite good.
How are they determining that?
I know they did lie detector to test, and then obviously the normal urine samples.
Okay. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, do that, so that'll be cool.
So let's just, Leroy, I know we're going to be short on time because you're at work in about 20 minutes. So I know we're going to be concise with the time you got. My first question is, WNBF Worlds took place. I mean, Matt, did you catch any of the WNBF that was going on the weekend?
I'll be honest, as you know, I'm not so clued up on WNBF and UK DFBA, but I did see the overalls. And man, the guy that won it was incredible. Obviously, we'll probably build up to him. I know Leroy will want to take us through everything, but I wanted to say that straight away. He was very, very good.
Yeah, I think what I want to start first, Leroy, with yourself is obviously just weekend before what you had the INBA, PNBA Natural Olympia. You had the week after that, you had the Ben Weider Naturals. So it's been a very busy season for the natural scene. Where does WNBF rank in the America scene versus the other federations?
WNBF domestically outside of Worlds is, fumbling a little bit, if I'm being honest. They seem to have a really good international presence, very high quality presentation and staging. If we look at like WNBF UK, WNBF Taiwan, like all those other organizations or affiliates under the WNBF seem to be doing a really good job. Whereas in the US anyways, a lot of the WNBF qualifiers, they're not super well attended. They're not massive. The presentation isn't as good as the other ones. But I will say the athlete quality at Worlds this year probably takes the cake for the best show.
I was about to say the same thing, mate. I mean, look, I'm getting to know more about the natural scene, and when I see the standard of competitors that I saw at WNBF Worlds, it was unreal. I mean, I just want to I would want to grab a few competitors and really get your thoughts, because I've come across these ones before, but this was the first time where I really spent a lot more time and attention onto some of these competitors. And one of them that really stood out, and I just think this guy is absolutely phenomenal, is this man here. What was it? Is it Samuel? Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to me about his physique, because this is truly incredible. I love this posing, muscle bellies, density, the overall look. I mean, this guy just looks a champion through and through.
Yeah, Samuel, he's had a cool season because whether he planned to peak for Worlds or not, I don't know the back end of it, but he lost to Ben at a previous show, Ben Lloyd,
Yes.
and then overtook him to win the heavyweight title at Worlds. So not sure if that was like a plan all along of Worlds were going to get 100%, and it was just taking the time to get there. But Samuel's got a great physique. He's got brilliant presentation. His posing's amazing. Really goes back to kind of that golden era. That's kind of his thing. So it was nice to see him get rewarded at Worlds. I think he deserved it. I think he was rightfully the winner on that day for sure.
Matt, what's your thoughts of his physique?
Yeah, I saw him in the pose down, mate. And exactly the same as you. I thought such a nice classic look, and his posing really backs that up as well. Yeah, unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable.
So, Leroy, who were the standout competitors for yourself, mate, from this year's WNBF Worlds?
Obviously, we had Babacar returning.
Let's grab him.
I'm not sure if you guys are overly familiar with him, but he had left WNBF and got his IFBB Pro card naturally. I believe he prior to this was already a 2-time world champion WNBF, and then got his IFBB Pro card. Did some pro shows, I believe, in 212. Still being natural. Obviously, there's a big size discrepancy at that point, so didn't really, not that he didn't do anything with it, but no real wins or anything notable. So this year, he intended to come back to WNBF. Unfortunately, one of WNBF's rules is he had to start from square one again, which I always found interesting because as a former, not only world champion, but multiple-time world champion, had to go compete as an amateur. So he did an amateur show earlier this year, obviously won the overall, obviously won his pro card, then did a pro show, won that, and then won Worlds. So in the last couple months, he went from technically being an amateur again to a now time, I believe, world champion. He was the front runner to win. As it stands right now, I think myself and most people within the natural scene probably are going to give him the crown as like the best natural bodybuilder in the world actively right now. across. We made up a post yesterday about all the kind of main big. You can probably scroll up and find that.
Yeah, let me grab it now.
So,
you know what, Leroy, this was going to be one of my questions because I saw your post and I was going to say, who do you think is the best bodybuilder and natural bodybuilder in the world? Because I think it's this guy as well. I was at the Ben Readers. I saw everyone that competed there, phenomenal athletes there as well. But this guy, I would give him that title as well.
Yeah, second one in up top there. He won the Ben Readers. He's actually not far from me. Mac's a good guy. He's very, very good athlete. Young, really fresh, but the two that still kind of leave me wondering is Babacar, bottom there in the corner, and then Julian Brewski, third one in at the bottom. Julian is he won the Evo Classic, he won the ANBF, he won the WNBF Valhalla in Germany, I believe. He won the DFAC Worlds. So his resume this year is pretty damn good. And him and Babacar are the two that would leave me kind of wondering who is the better of those two. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see them battle it out on Worlds, but I think in the future that would be the contest to see.
Have they been against each other before?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good to see.
Leroy,
young too. I think Julian's only 25, 26 years old. So, considering his resume right now, I think he has, even give him 4 more years by the time he's maybe 30, it's going to be, he's going to be the top of the game for a while.
Let me jump on one person, Leroy, because I want to go back and forth to some of the UK competitors, because there is a UK competitor you got here, and that is Ben Lloyd, who's had a great season this year. Been competing non-stop. One of AJ Morris's clients, as you can see on his resume, DFAC, PNBA, WNBF Pro, shows that he's got a very strong resume. So, what's your thoughts on Ben? Of course, he came second in the pro show behind Samuel. Talk to me a bit more about Ben.
Ben, I saw in person at the DFNA European Championships when we got out there for that show. So seeing him in person, photos don't do him justice. I mean, you look at this photo, you're like, wow, this dude's incredible. But
yeah,
in person, to see someone that big, that densely muscled is wild. I think Ben had an incredible season, right? I think, I talked to AJ, and it's interesting. Ben's not one to toot his own horn and be overly confident with what he can do. AJ's always in his ear, like, look, man, at the top, you can do all these things. And, he's had an incredible season. He won the DFNA. He won the Natural Olympia in bodybuilding, obviously coming second at Worlds. So Ben's another one that, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to be one of those always probably in contention in those top athletes, all the big shows.
How tall is Ben?
I'm 5'7", and I looked up at him, maybe 5'10", maybe 5'9", 5'10".
Okay. So who are the other ones, mate? Who are the other ones you thought were the standout competitors from the WNBF Worlds?
The lightweight class was the one I was most excited for, just with the names that were in it. We had the heavyweights and the middleweights that had some talent, but when I was looking at the lightweights, obviously you had this gentleman here who won the lightweight class. You had Dirk, obviously returning champ. James Melville, who had beat Dirk in whatever show it was. So it was interesting to see how that was going to go. Leo King here in Canada, he's always one that's in the mix. Danny, I can't remember his last name, from Israel. He's one that I've seen in person who is incredible. He won, I guess they called it lightweight 1 and 2, but I guess it would have been bantam and lightweight. So this year won the bantam, and then Danny won the lightweight. So there was probably 7, 8, 9 lightweights across both classes that I was like, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think really across all the classes, there was such great standard, from all the winners to the top 3. I mean, there was a few people I just want to jump on very quickly also get your thoughts, because once again, I'm very much focused on the UK bodybuilding side. So I do want to touch on a few of the UK athletes. I'm sure some of these will come across before, because of course they have competed quite regularly throughout the season. One of them, Chelsea Doherty, third in the Pro Fit Body division. Did you get a chance to watch this class?
Just what was getting sent to us, unfortunately, to the live stream completely, but I did clips that, again, like, you look at the top athletes in all divisions, like, they were incredible. If you go down to figure,
Sorry?
scroll down to figure, I think the American flag right there.
This one here.
Yeah, so that's Courtney Spaeth. She's won Mr. America. She won her WNBF Pro card. She's won Masters Figure Worlds. She's what else? She's got an IFBB Elite Pro card. She's been on a tear. She's one that when I think of female athlete of the year, that would be my pick.
Yeah, no, definitely. She looked absolutely solid. One of the person I do want to give a shout out to is Zoe from UK. Did she win the women's bodybuilding in 2020 last year Worlds?
Might have. That sounds familiar. Might have.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, she didn't win bodybuilding. Natalie won bodybuilding last year. Okay.
I know Zoe was there and abouts, but obviously she took second place this year. So I really thought that she was going to take the win, but come out of it with second place. I want to bring this fella up as well here. I want to get your thoughts, because this is the chap here. How do you pronounce his name?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay. He won the Pro Men's Physique overall world title. And I mean, look, Matt, I'll throw it to yourself, because you were at the Ben Weider Naturals. So you saw the IFBB Pro show. And I mean, look, correct me if I'm wrong, but I looked at this physique and I was like, this has, once again, IFBB Pro natural status all over it, which I'm seeing with a lot of the winners. A lot of the winners have either come from IFBB Pro status or could easily transfer over to that. That's how high this caliber. That's how high the standard was. The caliber was. So, Matt, what's your thoughts of this fella's physique who won the overall men's physique?
Click on his profile, mate.
Yeah, 1 second.
So look, from that shot, obviously he looks hard as nails, but I didn't see the category, so I can't say for sure.
Yeah, so this one is over at WNBF Dubai.
Yeah.
Got a few others.
Yeah, that's a nice shot, man. That's a nice pose. He reminds me of the chap that won, I can't pronounce his name either, the one that won the overall at Two Bros.
Reza.
Yeah, but this guy's just got more density to his physique, isn't he?
It's a lovely physique.
That's men's physique to a T, isn't it? You are right. Like, he could potentially transfer over. He would have done really well in the IFBB Natural Pro Show for sure. But like Leroy said with the other chap that went to IFBB, are you going to do well in the IFBB Pro ranks at the untested shows? Some of these guys make more sense to stay in WNBF, do really well there, rather than, because you're not going to have the size next to the assisted guys.
So, Leroy, is there anything else we're missing that we should be looking at from in this WNBF recap?
I mean, we all the big ones. I mean, like I said, we could talk about this for an hour as far as go. Like this Worlds is probably going to go down in recent years as one of the best ones, if not the best, as far as athlete quality, top to bottom. Unfortunately, lighting wasn't great. I've heard the live stream had its issues. So, we're relying on the best photos we can and previous photos of a lot of the good athletes. But, there was such good athletes across every division: bodybuilding, men's physique, bikini, figure, women's bodybuilding, man. Like, that's something that's kind of on a resurgence right now, which is really good to see. So, I'm excited to see what's to come into the next year or two, especially with, you guys mentioned the PCA making a push. The IFBB is going hard into the natural stream. They're actually in Canada. Actually, we have a natural pro show next year. and I know they've announced more. So the natty scene's going to get a good kick here in the next couple of years, and it'll be what
Did you just
step up.
sorry, Leroy? Did you just say there was a natural pro show in Canada next year? Been announced?
August 3rd.
Nice. Is that an Olympia qualifier?
See, I don't know. That's where it's still murky. I think they're really pushing, it sounds like, for the Ben Weeders to be the natural Olympia for the IFBB. So I assume they're going to have all these pro shows that will then drive you to the Ben Weeders. Because, I mean, we see the numbers of Ben Weeders. Like, they had 3 bodybuilders, right? Whereas WNBF Worlds had, 10x that. So they still need to get guys and the athletes in there. But they're making a push for it because we have a natural pro qualifier here in Canada, and we've announced a natural pro show the next day. There's another natural pro show for men's physique in British Columbia. They're going in on it, so it'll be.
Yeah, it's cool to see. I mean, I will say in regards to, you said there's only 3 competitors in the bodybuilding show. That's because there was no Olympia qualification for that category. So no one bothered. Like the 212, there was 1 guy. And then classic, there was 17. And then men's physique, there was like 25, 26 or something like that. So obviously guys are traveling there to get the Olympia qualification. That is what everyone wants. So it'd be good to see if there are more pro shows for the naturals to go for that.
Leroy, quick one, mate. WNBF, why did we not offer prize money at their Worlds?
Your guess is as good as mine, my friend. That's the subject for another day. I don't really know the back end on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't give you a solid answer to that.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, for all the work they did with Worlds, I thought it looked social media. I mean, one thing I'll just go touch on now is the UK representative for WNBF, which is Steph. And she did a great work on the UK social media page to keep everyone updated. The interviews with all the UK competitors, with the flags, the pictures. There was loads of content on everyone's page, on everyone's socials, leading up to WNBF Worlds. All the stuff I love to see to build the hype and the buzz. But yeah, I was just wondering with how competitive the natural scene is in America and the IFBB investing more going into the Ben Weeders Olympia and more pro qualifiers, that is surprisingly going to be something that could be implemented across other natural shows. I mean, are there other natural finals where they offer prize money in America?
Mr. America, the OCB Yorton Cup.
OCB does, yes.
Ben Weeders, the big shows do. So, I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. I can honestly say I don't know the back end of it. But, yeah, we'll see. I got that, boys.
Sorry, buddy. Oh, sorry, yeah.
I got to head out.
Okay, mate. I appreciate your time, mate. But thank you again, mate.
No, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Take care, Leroy.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers. I was literally going to grab because I also want to ask a quick question because OCB is an American Natural Federation and they got their own show taking place in the UK next year.
Yeah, I've heard about these guys. They do give out good money apparently. Because I was talking to Lexi, who's a UK competitor that competes in America. She's in America, and she's really excited about these coming over to the UK. So yeah, they could be doing good things. It'd be worth any natural bodybuilders watching this. Keep an eye on this fed because apparently the prize money is pretty decent.
Yeah, I saw they did this championship belt over in America, which looked phenomenal. But look, I'm going to give a few quick shout outs very quickly for some of the UK competitors that I didn't get a chance to mention. But of course, it is WNBF Worlds. I want to make sure that we do give enough props to a lot of these competitors. One of them, I have to scroll down a bit to find him. Here he is. Denton. Denton is 69 years old.
Amazing.
69 and went and competed over the Worlds. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal to see that. Some of the other competitors here. So in the amateur show was on Saturday. Innocent Kalu, he won the overall in the Masters Bodybuilding and got his WNBF Pro card, which I believe made him 3rd in the Pro show. I will double check that. Well done as well to Jazz. He took the men's physique title and also the overall, got his pro card. And he also competed in the pro show the following day, coming 3rd. And just one other competitor here, and this is Abby, I believe. No, not Abby. Naomi. Sorry, Naomi. Naomi won the bikini tour category in the amateur section, and also won the overalls. So she got a WNBF Pro card. So
Nice.
very, very well done to her.
Awesome.
Do you recognise anybody here, mate?
Again, it's not my bag, mate. I'm not WNBF, UK DFBA, it's not me. But I did see that, obviously, there's a lot of the UK guys going over, which is really, really cool to see. And I think, again, it shows like the UK natural bodybuilding scene is really big and thriving, which is why there's more and more shows popping up.
100%, mate. In fact, one person you will know, Natalie McKenna, the junior girl. Well, she feels like she's been a junior for God knows how long.
Yes, yeah, mate, she's been competing since your show, all the way back.
I know, which was 16, but she came second in the pro bikini class. I don't know what height it was. Maybe even tall class. I can't be too sure.
She's tall.
Yeah,
she is tall.
Yeah, she came second in the pro show. So well done to her.
Man, she must be dying for a burger. Like that long on prep, like bloody hell.
I know, she feels like she's been a junior for God. Well, I mean, she started competing when she's 16. So I mean, juniors go up to 23. So I mean, she's like, it's like 67 years of a junior. All right, mate. I know natural scene is in your area, but I know the next area is, because we got our next guest ready to come on. Come on. Welcome to the chat, RX, mate. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, man? How you doing? I'm good, thank you.
Mate, congratulations. What a weekend, eh? Jace has been cleaning up, and obviously you're off back-to-back wins. You know, you got the overall at 2 bro, so that was the week before, right?
Week before.
And then straight in, taking the pro card here as a natural.
As a natural, yeah.
Here he is.
Amazing, mate. Absolutely amazing. So I saw some of the shots from other people that are competing there. It looked like quite a fairly busy show, which was really, really good. Like really, really good standard as well across the board. But mate, I just got to say, like, how long have you been training? Because for a natural, you've got phenomenal size. Like really good.
Thank you. Going on 12 years now, I've been training. It's been a little minute.
I think it's rare for me to say. I think you have to stay natural, because if you go assisted, you'll outgrow men's physique.
Yeah. So I've been told. I guess you have to just see how it goes.
I
do believe I'll outgrow men's physique at some point. Yeah.
What are you in relation to your pro weight cap?
Right now, or
yeah,
I don't even know where I am right now. I've gone up to like 95 kilos right now.
Sorry.
What's that?
On stage, sorry.
Oh, on stage I was 92 kilos.
Okay, cool. And what's your height?
Me, I'm 5'11".
5'11". Okay, so that's not far off your weight cap already. Wow, impressive. Very impressive. Did you so going into this then, obviously being a natural, did you expect to get the pro card? Was you really like gunning for that? That's what you expecting, or was this like another just experience thing, and then main focus was the France show?
So it started off as an experience thing. My first show was purely just experience, but then I think the condition that I brought surprised my coach, surprised some other people, and we're like, you know what, we got to take this further. So cool. Planned the next show, which would have been the qualifiers, not the qualifiers. The show before the last.
Yeah.
You know, prepping for that show, we started noticing that I was putting on more tissue than expected. So we're like, you know what, the package that you're gonna bring to the next show, you got to take it further now. So I think winning the natural show at Braywick, I was like, you know what, I can get the pro card. The package that I was able to bring, I was like, you know what, I can do it. I was pretty confident from then I could do it.
Nice. I think you've made a lot of people competing in France happy.
Mate, you know what? Jace was. I messaged Jace like prior to the show, and I look, buddy, you got anyone else competing in Denmark? He's like, oh, mate, it's a secret. I can't tell you. I was like, mate, I bet you can guess who it's going to be. I was like, mate, is it RX? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right. So, I mean, he seemed to be feeling confident that a pro card was going to be taken on the day. It's no surprise when it was officially, but you were going to be competing. We saw the pictures. Yeah, mate, it must have been game over for a lot of competitors. But like Matt said, you've probably made a lot of people happy in France to say that you're out of the picture. Get them out of the way. Focus on focus on the others.
What's going to be good? What's going to be good now, though? So, because Dwayne's your friend, right? Dwayne's your boy. So that's going to be good. A little battle between you two next, right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Mate, are we saying your pro debut is that going to be in 2025, or are you doing like a Dwayne and just sneak in a pro qualifier very quickly? I know there's Big Man weekend this weekend.
Nah, 2025.
There we go, mate.
2025.
So next year, mate, are you focusing on which shows are you focusing on? Because we know IFBB are doing a big push on the natural scene, on the natural shows. A lot more going on. We saw a lot of the boys go over to Ben Weider. I mean, hey, Matt was over there. So we had a few guys over there anyway. So for yourself, what's the goal going 2025? Are there any shows that's made you think, you know what, they're in my diary. They're the ones I'm going to be going for.
It's funny you asked. So was it tomorrow? We're gonna go over the game plan tomorrow, me and Jace. Yeah. So as much as you'd want to know, we're going over it tomorrow. Then I can declare what's gonna happen. But
what would you like it to be?
I want to head over to the States, man.
Which shows?
I don't know which shows particular right now, but I want to get involved in some shows in the States. I want to, try and conquer that area of things. But yeah, for now, nothing's certain. But from tomorrow, we'll know. Let me go over everything.
Well, I'm sure Jace will. If you decide to stay natural, I'm sure Jace will get you to go to Ben Weider's, because you would have been very competitive there, mate. Plus, it's judged by head judges Tyler Mannion, which is really good to be in front of him. The only frustrating thing about it is, if you win, you've got to wait until 2026 to go to the Olympia, because it's after the Olympia, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah.
But it's still, that would still be a very good show for you, mate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe so too.
Leroy was literally just saying, because we had Leroy on beforehand, who runs the Natty News Daily, and he said that there's another natural pro show going to be happening in Canada in August, but we don't know if that's an Olympia qualifier yet, but that could be a potential one as well.
Yeah, bring it on. I'm ready. This year was a warm-up. Next year, you'll see me.
I tell you what, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. You say you're ready. Next year's gonna be the one. We saw your boy Dwayne. He went over to Romania. He got his pro card there. He came fourth in the pro show behind Emil and Omar. And then of course he went over to the Spanish Grand Prix. I know. Where did he get? He came in top 8, right? With obviously Omar and Emil taking second and third. So at the moment, there does seem to be a bit of a gap anyway between some of the new pros coming through and the existing ones, Emil, Omar, going to Olympia. Where do you think you are, again, where you at the moment versus some of the veteran pros like the Emils, like the Omars? And what areas are you looking to focus on developing before you make your pro debut next year?
If I'm, I believe in myself very, very confident and highly, and I think I could do it. I can get up there as in top 3 if I put my mind to it, especially next year. With what I've done this year, I can do a lot next year. For me personally, like I said, it's just my first year in the game, but I know what needs to develop. I know what I need to focus on, and that particularly would be upper chest, lower back. Obviously, I'd ideally like to bring a bit more conditioning, and obviously just posing, just the fluidity, and just if I can get all these things going, then it'll be a wrap. I think in terms of size, the size is there, and I can get bigger than what I am, so size is not an issue. I would just say, just the upper chest, lower back, and probably a bit of upper back too.
It's going to be exciting, yeah, buddy, that's for sure. Whilst he's on, Suki, should we quickly recap the Spain show? Because obviously Dwayne competed there.
Let me grab it now, yeah, mate. Yeah, go for it.
Let's do that because, yeah, it was a fantastic show. Did you boys catch much of it? Did you see it?
I couldn't get. I was having problems connecting on, man. It was a
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
I only saw the highlights, and I was watching Emil Walker. So Jeffrey Darko was doing live for Emil Walker's page, so I watched it through that. But you know what Instagram Live is like; you can't see the best quality. But yeah, the boys did bring it. Omar was full.
Let's go through each one. Omar. So I mean, I tell you what, Oryx, give me your thoughts on Omar's physique.
Amazing, man. He's full as a house, man. Like literally stands out. Literally stands out. I think he's got a very, very great physique. Very, very great physique. I think he's got the package, man. But Sadiq, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
City was just a little bit too good at this show, but no, I do agree. Omar is fantastic. This was probably one of the best Omars I've seen. And you go back onto his picture, actually, Suki.
1 second. Yeah, I'll do that now. 1 moment. Yeah.
Because I know Omar was talking about he wants to bring up his legs to work on his balance, but actually, I think if he worked on his posing a little bit more, that can help bring balance. Because if you look at one of his legs, it's like internally rotated on the knee. You lose all your quad sweeps. So just a small thing like that can create more balance with his physique. And I think he could do quite well at the Olympia next year. I know one of his goals is to be one of the top UK guys, but just behind Ryan Terry. And he could do it because he's got really nice. I think he's got quite nice balance, and the fullness that he brought here. It was, in my opinion, one of the best Omars. Emil looked really good at the show, but wasn't his best. I spoke to him afterwards, and he said the same. He said the same. I think he just needs more fullness in the chest, and he said he wasn't the best condition that he's been here. He was a little bit tired out, but to still come third place, in a fairly big lineup when you're not bringing your best is still quite impressive. But at this show, no one was beating City, really. As soon as he walked out, I could kind of tell that it was his show.
What about your boy Dwayne here, mate? Give me your thoughts about what Dwayne brought to the stage.
Dwayne, hats off to Dwayne. He's done it, man. The statement is out there. He's put himself amongst the best in the business. So hats off to him. Spoken to him after the show, he thought he could bring a bit more, especially with his posing and. Similar to him, he was a bit tired out, but he knows 2025 he's gonna do the business. But yeah, in terms of Spain, he did feel like he could have done a bit more to just put himself out there. And yeah,
I didn't think he was as eye-catching as he was in Romania. I mean, to be fair, look, he got his job done. He's got his pro card. He's been on stage twice against Omar and Emil. He's going to take so much from that experience, not just Romania, but in Spain. Definitely didn't feel that he had the same impact. I did watch quite a bit of it, a few live streams, a few pictures, stage presence-wise. But the reality is, it's another job done. He's got the experience, and now, of course, he can use it going into 2025 and actually have a proper pro off-season, not a amateur off-season, a pro off-season to make it competitive with the rest and use the experience that he had from the most recent shows. Also, Matt, there was one other UK lad as well. There he is, Gabriel.
Yeah. I tell you what, this guy's got a lot of potential. He does actually, although he's not getting the top placings yet, he does stand out to me when he walks out. Mainly his chest. His chest is ginormous. But he has got a wicked structure, and I think with time, as he just grows and fills out his frame more and more, like I can see him climbing the ranks for sure. There was one other guy I wanted to quickly touch on, and that was Zach's client. Zach went out there with him. Rui, I think he was called.
This one here.
Yeah, mate. From the front, this guy's phenomenal. Like the physique that they had going into the peak week, Zach and him did very, very well. You can tell like how big and full he is, dry hard. From the front, he kept up with all the boys. It was from the back, he just hasn't quite got the muscle yet. But I think long term he could do good as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think, but look, the reality is when you go to the pro show, and no doubt Arx is going to experience the same thing, but the way experience is that in the amateur section, the margins are quite big. There's going to be a few standouts straight away. But then, of course, the pro show, everyone looks strong for the front. People lose it for the back. Hey, Ryan Terry was one of those right from the beginning. And now look at him. He's got one of the best backs in men's physique. So, fair play to all the UK guys. And look, the big one is Omar beat Emil, which meant Omar took the 2-1 win over Emil in 2024, which, look, 2025, they're both for Olympia. I know there's a few of the guys also, Darko's looking to come back next year. He wants to get that ticket to Olympia. Obviously, Yemi, who Adi Yemi won it at the Two Bros British in men's physique. He's back in Olympia. So already, I mean, there's 4 UK guys. Is that right? There's 4 men's physique UK guys currently over Olympia. And
loads more with potential.
Yeah, I think there's like 30 UK IFBB pros in men's physique, RX being one of the newest ones anyway. So, hey, look, I know I said that we're going to get maybe 12, 15. I think more like could be about 20 by end of before Olympia in regards to how many UK athletes could be over there. So we'll see, mate. We'll see. But look, RX, mate, just want to say, buddy, once again, massive congratulations. 3 out of 3. You obviously did your PCA show at the start, 2 rows, won your class, won the overall, and then, of course, first attempt your pro qualifier. Not many do that on their first attempt, but you did it, and you got your pro card. So, mate, congratulations. Jace, another one. I know he's in the running for my Pro Coach of the Year award, and every week he's just adding a new pro card to his list. So, congratulations to him, and well done to you as well, buddy. Great job.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me on, man. It's been a pleasure. Just let's keep your eyes peeled for next year. It's going to be big.
Well, mate, I'll be dropping you a message. Probably. What is it? You catch up with Chase in regards to your plan for 2025. So no doubt tomorrow evening you get a message from me. All right, buddy, give me some shows. Which US shows you talked in? All right, buddy, you take care of yourself.
All right, thank you very much. Take
care. Nice, mate. Nice guy, right?
Yeah, nice really nice guy. Well deserved as well. Really good win. He's going to have a good season next year, I think.
100%. I'll tell you what, mate. Let's just go on to this one, buddy. Now, look, Connor was going to join us today, but obviously he can't make it. So we're going to get him back on next week, which is going to be ideal to spend more time with him as well. But let's just grab Connor because he was over in Japan.
Yeah. Because I'd really like to know, like, what made him choose that show. I mean, it's cool, really cool. It's a long way to go. But they do throw slightly different over there. I know you're massive on your stage production, Suki.
Mate, did you see it? Did you see the Corey Morris video?
Incredible.
Okay.
So good.
Okay. Before I go back to Connor, let me just quickly grab it. Corey Morris.
Also, going back to Spain, didn't they have a platform that lifted everyone up from the stage?
They did. Yeah, man, I did.
I love that kind of stuff.
Like, look at that backdrop.
So cool. So good.
Did it? Where? Okay, this was his coach, Kutz. Look at that flame coming through as he walked out of the stage.
That's badass. That is badass. That's what I want more shows to do. Like, if shows did that over here, how cool would that be?
Mate, different level. But look, Connor, coached by Tom Hames. He's been close for the past few years when going for his pro card. But in Japan, stole the show. He's got the overall win. He's got his pro card.
Yeah. Well deserved. I saw the was this an amateur Olympia, by the way?
It was, yes, mate.
Oh, that's why I went over there. Because, I saw a few guys getting their pro card, so it's 3 from each category, so that makes sense. So, yeah, fair play to him. Like you said, I know he's been going for it for a while. And a kind of like a little side note of this, I know you put up a post the other day saying, is the IFBB Pro card being devalued with the amount that they're giving out? This guy goes to prove that it's not, because he's a really good competitor, and he's been going for it for a few years, and it's taken him a while to get it, It's not an easy thing to get. So yeah, well played to him and to Tom Hames as well.
Yeah, no, look, phenomenal. And we'll talk to him properly next week. I'm going to jump onto the Denmark show. Now, I can't jump on the Two Bros Scandinavia page because that's another page I'm blocked on. So luckily, obviously, I know the guys that I want to jump on very quickly. And one of them is Nick Elliott. Connor's had a few head-to-heads with him this year. And he's coached by Jamie DeRigo. Phenomenal look, like so much muscle on that frame, and he came second in the overalls, just missed out on that pro card. And there was a video of his reaction. You could tell he just turned away, like he just knew, like, fuck, again, just so close. And he's missed out on the pro card. I can't remember who it went to, but hopefully Jamie does get him back on stage soon. I don't know how many more pro qualifiers there are for the season. It's getting to that point where literally season's coming to a close and you're going to have to start looking towards 2025. But
there's still a few more. I think there's 2 or 3 more that I know of in Europe at least. So hopefully he does go for it, because that's the thing. Like when you're so close like that, you know it's coming. You know you will get it. But for a big guy, a big open bodybuilder, you got to put your body through a lot. So it is very hard to do. So hopefully he does go for it again.
Yeah, Nath Heck rules. Nath Heck. I want to say he's prepped by your coach, right? Is that Martin Winston?
Yeah, so I know he used to be coached by Joe Jeffries at the start of this year, and I think he decided to do a split season. He's gone to Martin. He looked great, man. This goes to show the standard of the show, because he came third, didn't he? I think he came third.
Third,
yeah. So this goes to show, the standard that was there, because he's great, man. He's got loads of muscle, and he was hard as nails as well. So tough show.
Yeah. Shame he didn't make the overalls, but we'll see what he does next. But yeah, mate, I think that pretty much was all the shows from the weekend. It wasn't too bad. A lot of international shows, but well done to all the UK guys over at WNBF. And of course, you had Denmark, you had Japan, and of course, you also had the show in Madrid. I think one place I want to finish now, because in a couple of days, I'm going to be doing the show awards. UK shows, international shows. It's basically nominations of the standout shows of UK, or standout natural shows, the best stage production, promoter of the year for pro qualifiers, the pro qualifier of the year. So I thought I'd use this opportunity for you to give me a few shout outs on some of the shows that you may have been to or you've seen on socials that's been a standout, not just UK, but also international. So if you give me the shows, I'll try and go onto the pages.
Also international as well. Okay.
Yeah,
so
some international ones.
Yeah, first of all, I am going to straight away go to PCA, mate. There's a reason why I personally compete with them. There's a reason why they are growing as fast as they are. It's because they nail it, mate, time and time again. They're absolutely spot on, in my opinion. So the Universe and the finals, I thought, were fantastic. Obviously, they are franchising. They're going, I think it's a franchise where they go all over the world. The other promoters are taking over. I think they still need to catch up with the UK scene a little bit. With a lot of what they're doing. But right now, this to me is, for the UK, the best shows you can do. Universe and the finals.
I'm going to add 2 other shows to it. I thought the PCA Universe, the Pro Standard, was better than the British finals. That could be down to the fact that the British was also on the same day as 2 British. So therefore, a lot of competitors were between 2 shows. Yeah. I also want to give a shout out for PCA. The PCA Natural Show was a massive show. Yeah. And also PCA First Timers 4, which was the biggest ever show in UK bodybuilding, according to their records, of a number of competitors, which as well. The First Timer show in September is notoriously busy, and that was one where classes split into all sorts of heights. I believe junior men's physique was split into 2, or junior bodybuilding 2 heights. Yeah. So that shows you how busy the shows were.
Same as their natural show, mate. The natural show is absolutely packed. Many of the categories which they don't usually split, they had to split because it was so busy. They smashed it. For another one for me, it is the 2 Bros Europeans.
I think there should be an Instagram page for this I could go to. But go on, sorry.
They spent a bit more money on this one. Obviously, it was in Spain before, and now they've brought it over to the UK. I don't know whose decision that is or how that works, but we got it here in the UK. Hopefully it stays in the UK because it's a great opportunity. There's 2 pro cards up for grabs for every amateur that competes there, and then they have the Europa Pro after. Spent a little bit more money on the stage production. The venue was a little bit better. It was in quite a nice hotel. Car park prices are mental, so be prepared for that. Anyone that does go there, if it's the same venue. Tyler Mannion was the head judge, which I think is great. Probably a reason why they've spent a bit more money on it, to try and keep it here and show that we can promote bodybuilding shows. But to me, that was a good show.
Yeah, I think the show. I remember the show for Josh Ward winning the men's physique pro card. I just thought. I remember I was talking to Elliot beforehand. I was like Josh Ward looks fantastic, but how many men's physique competitors from Class A, the shortest category, actually goes on to win the pro card. I probably mentioned to you as well, and then of course he completely broke that. He just threw that in the bin and took the pro card. But yeah, I thought
as well, the standard at the show was really high because Sheridan came second, who then went and took the pro card a few weeks after. So yeah, across the board, the standard there was pretty decent.
Yeah, I thought it looked great. I would still love to see the NPC Europeans, where you see some of the other pro qualifiers, they do some more stuff with it, like with big prizes, big trophies. I'd still like to see more stuff thrown at it, given the fact that it's your NPC European Championships, but given the fact it's the first time doing it in the UK, and it looks like it was in co-promotion with the Italian promoter. It's a blonde lady, I can't remember her name specifically, but her name and brand was associated. Oh, there we go. Look, you can see Ivory Italy in the background.
Oh yes,
it was associated with them as well. Okay, what any other shows?
So I'm going to shout out your show, the Southwest NFM show. The reason being is because we don't have many shows down in the Southwest. There's loads in the Midlands. There's quite a few up north, but down the Southwest way, there's not many. And it was a great turnout. I had a lot of competitors there. There was a lot of other local competitors. All had a great time. And you obviously had a good prize as well. You had the tickets to compete in America, or they could trade it in for cash, which as an amateur competitor, there's not many opportunities for that. So yeah, everyone that competed there had a good time. So I'm going to say that one as well.
Decent. I'm going to give a shout out to the Granite Classic. So you may not know too much about it, but obviously I know it through being a major independent Scotland show. And the show we just had, for independent show, they had over 100 competitors. Audience was mental, massive audience. There's so much of socials. It was such a big talk, and they absolutely killed it. So shout out to the Granite boys. It's also probably worth me shouting out also PCA Scotland. The PCA Scotland show was at a new venue. Apparently it was so busy. And literally, like, people sit on the floor. They oversold it. They sold too many tickets, and they just said that you were just unable to move. It was just that mad. But obviously, the result of it meant that Scotland's now got a pro qualifier for PCA. But I probably will be throwing the PCA Scotland show in there as well, because it was a mega turnout. That was probably the qualifier of the year for PCA, if I have to look at any of them.
Yeah, the PCA are responsive. So I was at the Wales show this year as well, and that was in an old venue. It's actually, funnily enough, the first venue I ever competed in 10 years ago, and it was far too small for them. So that's why they've upgraded that as well, because it was a really busy show, a lot of competitors, and it's probably why that's a pro qualifier as well next year. So the shows are getting busy. I think they're doing that, and it's good to see that Wales and Scotland, the bodybuilding scene there is growing, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, there's some other shows that's also going to be in the running for the shortlist. WNBF First Timers and Novice Championships, which was in July. That had over 200 competitors. I'm not putting Supernaturals in that shortlist, mainly because that show carried on to 1:30 in the morning. And I know that did cause no issues. However, the First Timers Novice Championship was a very successful show, as was the UK DFBA, the MBW, so Natural Bodybuilding Worldwide Classic. They had that earlier in the year. That was a really well-attended show. And also UK DFBA did a lot of new stuff with social media for that day, probably through the inspiration of AJ Morris to take have a big say on how that show was promoted. But there's a lot of good shows out there, which I'm going to take into account. I'm going to put together a shortlist of 8 UK shows. We're going to do a shortlist of 4 UK natural shows. We'll do a short list of probably 4 European pro qualifiers or international pro qualifiers, maybe 4, maybe 8. Some of the ones that jumped to my mind straight away is Sweden.
That's what I would have said straight away as well.
Yeah, Sweden. Prague would definitely be in there because, of course, a Bumstead effect. There'll be a couple. I know, obviously, Spain have always had some very, very good shows.
Yeah.
Monster Gym in South Korea. I mean, I'll need to look at some of the Asian shows, because those production over there in South Korea, Japan, China is always something else. Probably in America, the Texas show always looks the best, probably for the angles and the photos. Dubai, bigger stage in
big prize money, which is
big
good.
Prize money, big stage. We're talking about prize money. Pittsburgh have just announced, was it 50 grand prize money for the bikini category in the pro show next year.
What?
So yeah, Pittsburgh have gone really heavy on prize money next year. They got 50 grand in the pot for bikini alone.
That's the same as the Olympia, isn't it?
I don't know what. Yeah, was it 30? Is it 30 or 50? I think it's 50 grand for the winner. For the prize pot for the top 5 or 3 is 50 grand.
Oh, it's split.
So they're invested a lot. They're invested a lot. I know they invested. Is it 100 grand in the pro men's bodybuilding? They're doing loads because the buys increase their prize money, and yeah, it's a lot.
Mate, it's good to see. It's about time it happens.
Yeah, and it sounds if NABA goes through what they're saying and BPA carry on, and hopefully with a few of the federations, then more federations are offering prize money. So what I hope they mean is more competitors will be jumping to more shows because they can see they can make some money out of these as well. I mean, I'll use one example. There was one competitor, I can't remember the name of him, last year, but he was hopping from one show to another, just taking prize checks. So, look, hopefully, I've got to catch up with the other guys tomorrow, just kind of get their show schedule. I've already put together the plan of all the shows. I'm now just waiting for Two Bros to announce their shows.
Wow. You're going to do all of them? That could take you a while.
Well, I've already got all of them. So I've got all the shows so far. I'm just waiting for IBFA to announce a few more. BPA, My Pro, obviously Two Bros. The big one is all Two Bros British finals be on the same day as PCA for the third year running. If that is the case, I'm going to call it out massively.
You know it's going to happen.
Take the piss.
You know it's going to happen, mate.
I know. I'm already blocked. Nothing else can happen to me. But it'll just be the biggest piss take if they do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, there's just no need. Anyway, all right. Well, look, mate. Also, next week, do you fancy doing another catch-up? Me, you, and 2 others, and we'll do a recap of the PCA Awards, and we'll pick our winner from a short list of each one and compare it to the winner that PCA did. I was going to do that beforehand. Not sure. Do I do it beforehand or do it afterwards?
I like that idea. Well, if we do it after, we could maybe have people that were there, like a guest that was there.
Yeah, because I want to grab 2 people that weren't in the awards and let them tell me their winner for Pro Men's Physique or Pro Classic, Pro Bodybuilder, and let's just go by who we think were the winner.
Yeah, and then we can bring up their page on the thing. Yeah, it's a good idea. We'll have a chat about it. We'll make that happen.
All right, I'm going to shoot because I've got a meeting in a minute, but I'll speak to you later. And once again, Matt, appreciate you putting on, and we'll be back on next week.
Cheers for tuning in.
Take care.